1580 103.3 WPKY. Of course, it's time for Coffee Talk, and we always start our Coffee Talk very special. We do our Pledge of Allegiance, and when I say we, it's not a mouse in my pocket, it's the kids in the area. If you want your child to record the pledge for us so that we can use their pledge in the coming days and weeks, 270-963-9155. Again, 963-9155. All you have to do is have them leave their Pledge of Allegiance on our answering machine and leave us their name and number, and then they can be a part and be a star for the day. It's very easy and absolutely free. So, come on, everybody get up off their feet. Off their seat, on their feet. See, that comes down to talking too fast. We were just talking about that. Hey, here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think you can start the day any better than that. That's the Baker kids from Lyon County. So thank you so much for sharing that with us and sharing your kids. Again, here's the phone number, 270-963-9155. Just have your kids leave it on the answer machine, or you can always record it and email it to us, too. Either way, WPKYonline@gmail.com. And I've got a lady on the phone. I bet it learned the pledge a long time ago. Miss Mandy, are you there? I said, I had to push a button. Miss Mandy, are you there?
I am here.
Girl, what are you up to on this rainy day?
Just trying to do a little work.
Well, I
How are you?
think she's downplaying it. If I know Mandy Smiley, it's a lot of work because I don't think she knows how to do a little of anything.
We've been pretty busy this week, but it's been a good week.
Well, bless your heart. Of course, Mandy Smiley with the Caldwell County Medical Center. We're talking to her this morning. And you know, I wanted to talk to you earlier in the week, but I'm almost glad that I didn't talk to you toward the end so that I could see and hear about what all happened this week and how everything went.
Oh, yeah. It was great. We had a really, really good turnout this week. We're talking about our COVID-19 drive-up testing that we did. We started that Tuesday evening, and then we went Wednesday morning, and then again last night. We finished up in the evening last night, and we had a wonderful turnout. I think we saw almost 60 folks from our community, being Lyon County,
really?
County, Caldwell County. Yes, ma'am. I think I counted this morning, and we were at 57, and I may have missed something in there, but it was a really, really good week. And
I cut you off there for a second. It's not just Caldwell County, right? I mean, this is other counties that had the opportunity to come too. I mean, did that happen or just Caldwell?
Yes, we have seen folks from Lyon County, and I'm not sure about Crittenden, but we was offered to Crittenden County as well. And I'm not sure how many folks have taken advantage of that from Crittenden County, but we had a great turnout from Caldwell, and we had some from Lyon as well. So we were excited to have the turnout that we did.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that a lot of people, this really kind of eases their mind. And even if you're not one of those that go and get tested, at least you know you can, and we have the facilities to do so.
Yes, absolutely. And we also had some help from the local health department. Jim Tolley was able to supply us with a worker from there, Denise Kirk, so she was helping us as well, and she's going to be with us next week as we continue this on. So we really appreciate the support that we received from the health department as well.
Well, and I think one of the things that, you didn't just walk into this week and say, you know what, I think I'd like to volunteer. I mean, this is something that's right down your alley. Tell everybody what you do professionally to start with.
Absolutely. Well, I'm a registered nurse by trade, but my job title here at Caldwell Medical Center is infection preventionist. So my role is to help keep all of our patients, our visitors, family members of patients, my fellow coworkers here at the hospital, to keep them safe from infections. And
I love that too. I want to stress the word preventionist.
Yes, absolutely. We want to make sure that we prevent infections. We don't want anyone leaving our facility with something that they did not come in here with. Does that make sense?
Yes. Well, and I think that one of the biggest things when people are doing the drive-up testing and that sort of thing that they're a little nervous about is the other people in line. You know, it's not necessarily It's kind of like when you're driving. You're not as worried about yourself as you are everybody else that's driving on the road with you, because you're the only one that knows how to drive, right?
Right, absolutely.
So, I mean, you're worried about the people that are in line with you. So what do you guys do? I want to put everybody's mind at ease. And this was a conversation that was going on in my living room yesterday. And I think it's gone on in everybody's living room, if they were really honest. And, so tell us what you all do to make sure and can ease our minds.
Well, at the drive-by, we are actually asking everyone to stay in their car, so no one is actually getting out of their car. We have signage that reminds them to leave their window rolled up until we're ready to, speak to them about what we're going to be doing and then actually performing the test. So we kind of have a two-stop process. The first stop is for us to ask a couple of questions, making sure, find out if the person has had any signs or symptoms of COVID-19, and then, verify if we need to driver's license and medical insurance card. And then the next stop is the actual test. So basically they can crack their window and we can pretty much do everything through the window. And then to the next stop, we have to roll the window down a little bit more to be able to test. But all of our folks are in what we call personal protective equipment, or PPE. So we've got gowns and gloves, and actually the person that is doing the testing with the swab actually has on one of our pappers that they wear over their head, and it covers their face. It kind of looks like a bicycle helmet. And you may see us in surgical masks as well, or hair covers and shoe covers. So we're totally protected. We're protecting the person that's being tested from the next person in line, and we're also protecting ourselves as well. And then of course we clean our hands and change gloves and all of that in between cars. And so we have been specially trained for this. So I assure you that we are keeping everybody safe.
Well, I heard someone ask, I didn't hear, I read. Evidently, I can hear reading now, Mandy. There might be another problem. In a couple of weeks, there's probably another problem we need to discuss, and it has nothing to do with the virus.
Sure.
But evidently, some people were worried about even, are they changing their gloves? And,
Absolutely.
it's one thing that, some of us would say, well, of course they are. But, hearing it from the horse's mouth sounds pretty good.
Yes, absolutely. We are changing our gloves. We're double gloving. If the folks that are at the second stop that are actually doing and performing the test and assisting with the testing, they have two pairs of gloves on. They take one pair off. They clean with hand sanitizer and put another pair on, clean again with hand sanitizer. So, yes, we are absolutely making sure that we're following all of the infection prevention recommendations, and also just making sure we're having all that PPE on to keep everybody safe.
I'm going to tell you what. Now, I didn't even think about that. There's a saying in my family, which is really funny, that my dad and I don't ever build anything unless we're putting a Sherman tank in it. We build it to hold a Sherman tank. And,
Right.
when you think about doing hand sanitizer on top of gloves and then put gloves on top of the hand sanitizer, I mean, that's like the Sherman tank, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yep. And we are trained, and we're trained to do that and to change our gloves, appropriately, so we're not contaminating. And so, yes, we are doing everything we can to keep everyone safe. So. All
right. Well, with it being a Friday, tell me how we can, if we're worried about it, if we want to know, how do we get tested next week?
We have a scheduler, a COVID-19 scheduler, who is actually here today, and she is taking phone calls. So they can call the number. I think it's 270-365-0332, and speak to her. She can get them registered. We're doing testing again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. It's from 7 to 9 a.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then from 5 to 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Depending on the turnout, if we feel that there's still a need, and it looks like there very well may be, we may extend this another week. So, but they can call that number, and she will take their information. She'll go over several things with them about the testing and the location and all of that, answer any questions they might have, and then they just show up at the time that they're scheduled to be there.
And as far as location, I mean, the signs will take us there if we can get downtown to Main Street, right?
Yes, we're asking everyone to come in off of Main Street, and we have a sign there that says COVID-19, and it has an arrow. It's actually South Cave Street. The address is 110 South Cave Street. So you can't miss us. Once you turn that corner right there by Ogden Memorial, you'll see the signs, and you'll see us in all of our gear, and we look like sci-fi, I think. So.
Well, I bet you look adorable. Miss Mandy Smiley, we sure do appreciate it. Of course, she's an infection preventionist. I'm one of these days, I'm going to learn to spit it out really good.
You can just say IT.
There you go. I like that. Why didn't you tell me that like a week ago?
I like to hear you say it.
Well, she is straight from the Caldwell County Medical Center, and she's going to help you get tested downtown and along with the other folks as well. How about giving some of those other folks a shout out? Who all is down there?
I had Shanae Beavers, who's a registered nurse here. We had Terry Martin, who is a registered nurse. Denise Kirk from the health department, another registered nurse. Beth Conger is a registered nurse. She was with us last night. We had Sarah Jo Scott, who works here at the facility with us. And then Sam Peak was with us earlier in the week. And then next week there may be some new faces down there as well. So we appreciate everyone that was able to help. So.
Well, I think that's amazing. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Mandy.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye. Of course, Mandy Smiley from the Caldwell County Medical Center and in charge of the testing downtown and telling us how we can get tested. Of course, they did say that, if there's a necessity for it, we'll go another week, but we'll go past next week as far as testing. So make sure that you give them a call next week and get registered for that, because that is something that you need to holler at them ahead of time so that they're expecting you. Anyway, 270-963-9155 is the office phone number. During this trying time of the COVID-19 crisis, the Body Shop at Trice Hughes is open for business to help you with your repair needs. With the uncertainty that these times bring, Trice Hughes wants you to know they will help with your insurance deductible to get your vehicle repaired. Call for an appointment or free estimate at 270-365-5522. Working together with your home team at Trice Hughes, we'll make sure you receive the service you deserve.
Christian Care Center of Catawba announces Jita Shabda, their new medical director, and that they now have on-site physician services specializing in internal medicine and pulmonary, Monday through Friday during regular business hours. Christian Care Center of Catawba is Joint Commission certification with 57 private rooms, all covered by private pay, insurance, Medicare, or Medicaid. They also have a designated area for smokers. It's the next best thing to home. Call Christian Care Center of Catawba, nurturing body, mind, and spirit.
Fredonia Valley Bank says thank you to all their customers during this challenging time. The responsibility and community actions improved how small-town communities come together. Small-town community banks like Fredonia Valley Bank make a big difference. Fredonia Valley Bank is a strong, solid bank standing the test of time. They miss seeing their loyal customers in the lobbies, but they enjoy seeing you in the drive-thrus. This too shall pass, and the doors will be open again to better serve you once more. They're available 24/7 at 270-545-3360 and online banking. Fredonia Valley Bank, Fredonia, and in Eddyville, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
During this trying time of the COVID-19 crisis, the Body Shop at Trice Hughes is open for business to help you with your repair needs. With the uncertainty that these times bring, Trice Hughes wants you to know they will help with your insurance deductible to get your vehicle repaired. Call for an appointment or free estimate at 270-365-5522. Working together with your home team at Trice Hughes, we'll make sure you receive the service you deserve. WPKY Weather Center forecast for today. Showers this morning. Yuck. But they're supposed to be out of here by noon, just in time for you to get out there and stomp around in the mud and cover up everything in your garden that you don't want to freeze this evening. Those cold temps and frost rolling in overnight. About 3 a.m. is when they're supposed to start up. Of course, give or take 2 degrees, we could be below freezing. Which is really going to be a hard frost and hard on those fruit trees that you can't really get to. But technically, the low is supposed to hit 33 tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Tomorrow, frost burning off late morning, should be by lunchtime anyway. High 59, and then on Sunday for Mother's Day, perfect day to take me fishing. Just a suggestion. You can call my children. Sunshine for Mother's Day, high 65. It is 53 and wet at 8:51, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Taco John's.
And 1580 103.3 WPKY. And of course, in the house this morning, I got a pretty lady in here. Nate, how did you get her in here? That's what I want to know.
I offered a Diet Coke.
Oh, you offered her a Diet Coke.
Yeah, and she showed up. So I'd like to thank Miss Phelps for doing that. I mean, she's doing a fabulous job at our high school as the leader of our high school here in Caldwell County.
You tell him it's not that simple.
It's not that simple, I know, but she does have a need for Diet Coke in the morning, I believe.
I'm the same way with coffee. If there's coffee involved, I'll just about do anything. I have found over the years. But you got to caffeinate me first, but then I'm good to go. Of course, Miss Christy Phelps from the Caldwell County High School and Mr. Nate Huggins, our Caldwell County Superintendent. And I'll tell you, Miss Phelps has got the hugest, I don't even know that's a word, job this year, because not only are you trying to have to think outside of the box for graduation, but trying to fit everything in and get dates and times and not leave anybody out and make sure everybody gets a chance to feel special. That's a huge weight on somebody's shoulders.
It is. It is. But I think we've got a solid plan that we've developed, and I think actually these graduates are going to be celebrated in style, and I think they're going to like what we've put together for them.
Well, I've heard that there might be some kind of a graduation festivity going on the Hill next week, right? Or next weekend?
The 22nd.
22nd.
Yes.
22nd, yes. There is. Absolutely.
So tell us about what all's going on from the start to the finish. How are we going to go about this? Because I think all of us are so proud of these seniors, and our hearts have gone out to them this year, and you just want to love on these kids and say, you know what, we are so sorry. This has just not been the greatest year for being able to do things like that. And how do we show them how much we love them?
This certainly has been nothing that any of us could have anticipated or ever expected. Last week, we had seniors come up to the high school, and we gave them their signs to put in their yard, celebrating them as graduates.
Well, that was so cute,
Yeah, we
by
lined
the way.
hill, and we had the yard gypsies came, and they decorated the end of the road with, we love our seniors, and lined the hillway with their yard signs. Then they took those with them, and then we've got a photo circle app that's been created specifically for senior students and their parents, and we ask that they go home and that they take pictures with their yard signs in front of their house. We've had overwhelming participation with that, and it's kind of neat because they can get on there and see the pictures. And then we have an Instagram account at CCHS Tigers, and we've been sharing those photos on the Instagram account as well. As far as graduation goes, we wanted to keep things as normal in a very abnormal situation as we could. And so I know a lot of places are canceling their class night and their baccalaureate, but we've decided to go ahead and have those two events. They're going to be virtual, of course, but actually Tom came out last week and we filmed baccalaureate at the high school, and we had Brandon Sigler, and he was our guest speaker this year, and we're going to air that. He is a great guy. We're going to air that on Sunday, May 17th at 7 o'clock. Just as we would have had baccalaureate if we gathered together. So we think that's going to be a special, 20-minute service, and then we hope all the seniors and their families will tune in and watch that. On the 18th, we usually do a final walk with our students. This year we're going to do a virtual, we've kind of called it the pandemic style, no tears virtual walk. We've created some TikToks, and that's going to be released just for our seniors so that they can see the faculty and staff at the high school one last time. And we think they're going to enjoy that platform.
I think that's going to be cute.
It's going to be really different. Do. Rachel McClung is a freshman student, and she has been very instrumental in putting this together and working with the teachers and producing that for us.
Those McClungs,
so I can't wait
I'm telling
to see
you.
it. She's
Well,
a talented
and I
young
just
lady.
need to borrow somebody's senior so that I can say I don't have a senior. I got a sophomore, so I need to borrow somebody's senior for a minute. I will say they've been really good about, posting videos and stuff like that for the community to kind of, help them and come together with
Our
it.
teachers came out one day, we spread out in the parking lot and we talked parking spaces just with messages to the kids that we missed them and we loved them. And then we were surprised that about 3 or 4 days later, it had rained in between, and a group of students came out and they chalked the parking lot back with messages that said that, we miss you. Senior year had lots of ups, very encouraging and positive messages from our seniors, and we thought that was very special.
What a group of kids.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good job, moms and dads, for raising those.
Absolutely.
Those are really, that's some good kids.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a nice surprise for us.
We have a great senior class. We really
We do. They're
I'm
excellent.
telling you, they're fantastic, and they're smart, and they're athletic. I mean, I don't know how a more well-rounded group of kids, really. I mean, we've had just I'm telling you, a good percentage of those kids have either won awards
Absolutely.
or won trophies this year, or would have if the season if COVID hadn't happened and they were able to finish up. Because I'll tell you, I don't see how they when you put accomplishments near the senior's name on that list, that's got to be a long list.
It is a long list. And speaking of awards, we're going to have a virtual class night on Tuesday night, May 19th, just as we would normally. That's going to be a pre-recorded event that we're going to work on next week. All the scholarships have been submitted to us, and so we're putting together a program, and we're going to air that. Actually, I believe we're going to air that on WPKY and also on our school website. So at 7 o'clock, May 19th, we will have our virtual awards night with scholarships announced.
We're awfully proud of those kids.
Yes, we
I'll
are.
tell you,
And there are a lot of scholarships and a lot of honors that will be bestowed upon our students.
Well, and there's so many memories, again, with them coming in throughout the last few years and talking about different things that they're interested in and different things that they're doing in the community. If we get a small percentage of them to stay here, man, what we will do in years to come with these
Exactly
kids.
right.
Exactly.
A lot of community service with this group, a lot of giving back.
Well, and I think that also goes back to the teachers, though. I mean, they really do. They've got some good examples
And
up there.
excellent faculty. They work very hard with these kids to keep them involved, to find places that they can serve and be plugged in.
Well, and some of them, like with Miss Lisa Trimble, has been in and talked about Miss Jaggers has been in. And, they talk about the different things that they go above and beyond to really work their tail off to do, but they're doing it for fun. I'm like, I never did anything like that for fun. I just wanted to go play basketball. And don't get me wrong, there's the McConnells that do that as well, huh, Bella? But, it's the ones that not only kind of like, Bella, that do play sports, but then they're also so smart and they go above and beyond and do so many things academically too. I think that has a lot to do with our teachers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're there to support and encourage and find avenues of ways that they can get involved. And they're constantly looking and giving up their time to be with them.
So what's next after class night?
All right, after class night is going to come May 22nd, and that is actual graduation day. So we kept the same graduation date that we had originally planned, and I'm excited about what we've got going on with this. It's kind of going to be twofold. First of all, we're going to have a celebration parade and a curbside graduation. And while this may not be a traditional graduation, I think it's going to be fun. We're going to line the kids up starting around 5 o'clock in the Gordman's parking lot. I believe WPKY is creating a special playlist for the seniors to have that night as they drive through town.
And they're voting on it.
Yes.
They get to create their own playlist, which I think is cool.
That's great.
They're going to create the playlist. Then we have, thanks to David Sullinger, shout out to him and the roads department. They're going to work with us and help us clear the parade route. We're going to be coming right here in front of the station, down Main Street, back up Market, and then out to the schools. When they come up the hill at the high school, we've got some special things planned during that time. But once they get to the very front of the high school, we're going to have a stage set up, and students will get to walk across the stage and have their name called, and they will get their diploma. There'll be no hand-to-hand contact. We're going to have this be, social distancing will be observed. The plan's been approved by the health department, and so they're going to get out. They'll get their diploma, have their picture made, and then in the parade route. And after that, we're going to say go home. And at 7 o'clock on WPKY and on caldwellschools.ky.us, we will have a virtual graduation ceremony. We're doing a recording for that this weekend up at the school. We've hired 2 professional videographers and editors to work on that, and we're just super excited about what they're going to put together. And we'll do a virtual ceremony that they can watch with their families from the safety and comfort of their own home.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I
Todd
think
and
the
I
kids
get
are
to
going to
go up
enjoy
there
it.
together and kind of call names and talk about what they did. We're looking forward to
It's
that.
going to
We
be
really
It's going to
are.
be a fun night, and I think a great celebration for the kids.
Well, and I'll tell you, I think, well, it's a good combination because if Todd doesn't know what they did, I pretty well had him in here. So between the two of us, we got your number, girls and boys. But I think it's going to be, it's something that I think is as close to them getting that feeling and getting those goosebumps and getting to feel like that they did graduate. Because without the pomp and circumstance, does it really feel like you graduated or you just went on summer vacation?
I think they're gonna leave that day and feel like I've got a few things up my sleeve that I don't want to reveal at this time. But I think I think they're gonna feel very special, and I don't think they're going to feel slighted in the least by this.
I don't
We're
either.
excited about it. It's going to be a good night for everybody.
Okay, and let me just say, kids, and I'm still going to call you kids because you're still our babies, and you're always going to be our babies, and you're always going to be a tiger because once a tiger, always a tiger. I don't care if you're 80 years old. We got a stadium full of tigers. It doesn't matter whether you're babies or you're all grown up. I have never ever in my life, and I've been in radio for a long time, seen anybody that's allowed to make their own playlist like that and vote on it. I think that's ridiculous. I'm really looking forward to that.
It's going to be awesome.
I don't know. You guys be kind, though.
I appreciate you all live streaming that event once from the high school, because that way people sitting in their cars can watch their classmates graduate. People at home can also watch, and just like the parade
can watch as well.
Just like the parade route on Saturday for the athletes. We encourage people, line the streets, stay in your cars. Observe all the social distancing rules, but we want them to be, on the sidewalks and in their cars, watching this parade go by and cheering for these 135 students.
And I got to admit, it's for the kids, but it's also for the parents,
Absolutely.
too. You know
Exactly
what?
right.
You raise these kids and put so much love into them for so long. You want a little, that's the payoff. As a mama, that's the payoff.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me? That's what we hope they actually get to at some point. You look at them and go, you're never going to graduate, are you? It's one of the, but it's a moment, and it's one of those moments that they're not ever going to forget, that the parents aren't going to forget. And that's not I don't want to not say anything about grandma and grandpa and family members that may be, susceptible,
Right.
that may be immunocompromised, that can't attend something like that. And now, all of a sudden, they don't have to miss 1 second of it.
Exactly
right.
right.
And I think that's so cool.
Technology's been wonderful, and that's been a big help in all of this.
You've done an amazing job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You got lucky with this one.
You're exactly right. I got lucky with her as well as the other faculty and staff in all our buildings. We are blessed to have great faculty and staff in our school district.
Yes, we are.
And Ms. Phelps at the high school and her crew have done a phenomenal job from start to finish. I mean, we started on that Friday. We didn't have school that Friday, but Thursday before, they went ahead and pre-planned a lot of stuff for NTI, and they hit the ground running. They worked all weekend, that first weekend on the NTI process, back before March 12th.
I remember
job.
my daughter come home with we probably won't need it, but just in case we do, kind of plan and pack it that weekend. And then, it was the
Yeah, I mean, we expected the governor to put that in place, and all the superintendents across the Kentucky have followed that plan, and I'll put our school up against anybody on what we're doing with our kids and how we're affecting their education.
Of course, you're listening to WPKY Princeton, and we have Miss Christy Phelps from the Caldwell County High School and Mr. Nate Huggins from the Caldwell County Superintendent from our school system here. And we're proud of our kids. We're talking graduation. And if you could tell the seniors anything, Miss Phelps, to prepare or go beyond here, what is that one piece of advice, if you could give it to them, that you'd give to them?
I would tell them that they've experienced some hardships throughout their years together, but everything they're going through is going to be lessons learned, and it's only going to make them stronger and more productive citizens in the future. And they have a great future ahead of them, and we are super proud of them, and we're always here for them. I can't tell you the number of people who come back to our school to see the teachers and to see the administrators and to talk to us. And we're there to help with homework when you go to college. We're there to help write that recommendation for you if you need a letter. Just know that we're always here for you, and we love you dearly.
Well, and I think it makes a difference too that when you look around the school, you see there's Tigers that went to school there, and now
Absolutely.
they're teaching there, and it's their grandkids that are going, it's their kids that are going, and I think that's a cycle that is just kind of replenishes itself, and I think
people
that's
very
wonderful.
invested in this community and
Right.
invested in our students. And
Well, when I can read a newscast and talk about government officials, and then over and over and over again, they actually started at Caldwell County High School. I mean, that's not a bad thing.
right.
You can hang your hat on
we
that.
had a NASA flight director just came back here recently and talked with our kids, who's in charge of NASA, of the flight operations. They graduate from Caldwell County.
Well, when I was talking to Mandy a minute ago from Caldwell County Medical Center, and she was, kind of saying who was down there testing for COVID-19, that's on the front lines and that's got themselves in probably the most precarious of situations at the moment, and they do it gladly every day. There was a bunch of those that are Caldwell County alumni. And, I mean, that's
Exactly.
I don't think we could get a big enough wall for the hometown heroes that do that every single day, not just when there's a pandemic going on, but I don't even know how. Maybe we would need a hallway, not just a wall, Nate. We need to get on that.
Right.
Get on that.
If our seniors can perceive it, they can achieve it. I mean, anything that they put into their mind, they think they can do it. Hard work and preservation. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal what our senior class has accomplished this year.
Oh,
I'm so proud of them.
So proud of them because they really did. They had an uphill climb, especially in the last couple of months. That was
Right.
That was a hard pill to swallow. It just was. I think they have done it. In my mind, I haven't seen a bunch of people just throwing a fit and screaming and stomping their feet. And you know what? I'm not so sure that I wouldn't have been really angry with COVID-19 and really upset with my circumstances if I was some seniors. But they have really taken this, I think, really well.
Absolutely.
This is not going to be the only shortfall in their life that they're going to experience.
No.
I mean, it's something we haven't experienced up to this date, but there's going to be other things that they're going to be confronted with as adults in their lifetime, and they will overcome it. They really will. And
I think they've handled it really well.
They've done a super job. I would like Ms. Phelps just to kind of run down some NTI last minute. We got 2 days left of NTI today and Monday. For some guidance for your students in
Sure. Well,
Caldwell
today's
County
a professional development day, but Monday is the last day of school. We've been in communication with our students. Some are working online, some are working offline.
Now, does that mean that's the last day to turn in
Monday
anything?
is the final day of
Okay.
school. We have most everyone is caught up with their work, and I know the teachers, the few who haven't turned in their stuff, were making contacts with those yesterday. So if you're listening and you've got work to turn in, we do have a box out in front of the school, and if you were doing paper pencil work, you can drop that off in front of the school with your name on those papers, please. And next week, we are going to be having a locker clean out for the students. Seniors, we're going to have come up between 8 and 12 on Monday, juniors on Tuesday, sophomores on Wednesday, and there you go, and freshmen on Thursday. Between the hours of 12, we do ask that you wear a mask, and we'll observe social distancing with spacing out in front of the school. We're going to allow 10 people in the school at a time, and I'm going to have someone at the door, manning the door, and we'll kind of do like Walmart. We're going to count them off as they come in and let some in as others leave.
And this is parents only or
this
children?
Is students or parents, either one, whoever can get up to the school. But 8 to 12 will be there to let people in to clean out their lockers next week.
I'm sorry, I was writing that down.
Yeah, the more you can announce that, the better.
Because I know that my brain is not going to remember that, so I was like, okay, well, I'll write that down.
I do have one final, if I can interrupt. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have
no.
one final word for the seniors. Be sure, seniors and senior parents, to check your email, or you can go on the Caldwell County website and click on the NTI page for the high school. There is the most recent senior letter posted there, and there are a couple of links that we need you to be very aware of. One is asking for people to submit photos of students in their cap and gown. We're going to be using that in the virtual graduation ceremony. If we don't receive one, we're going to be using a drape. So we do ask that you put on your cap and gown and send us a picture. It's very easy to upload, and I think I checked this morning, we've got 70 so far that have uploaded pictures of themselves in the cap and gown. But please follow those links. And also, we are having seniors come out 5 at a time on Saturday and Sunday to work with the videographers on something special we have planned. So if they have not signed up, they need to go on and sign up so they can be a part of that video.
How many seniors exactly do we have?
We have 135.
135. I've had a lot of people ask me, and I didn't want to give the wrong number, so I wanted to do that while you were here. So 135.
135, yes, ma'am.
Wow.
And
That's,
they have done a phenomenal job with this class. Our faculty and staff have.
wow.
I mean, since day one when they were in preschool, the ones that have come up all the way through our school system, they've done a phenomenal job with these kids.
Well,
and it
you
just
know
shows
what?
with their accomplishments. It really does.
Really and truly, a lot of these teachers feel like, hey, these are my kids graduating.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we
Absolutely.
forget, too. This has
Yeah.
been hard on teachers. They've had to let go of these kids,
Oh, it really has.
in a really harsh way.
I've had teachers who've shed tears missing them. We had some seniors write final letters, and the English teachers shared a few of those with me, and she said, I've sat here and just sobbed, as they've reflected on whether the last 4 years or the last 12 years in school and the things that they've learned and some of their thoughts that they shared. So it's been hard on everybody. The distance has been.
Well, I'll tell you, I think you guys, again, have done a phenomenal job with these kids once again, and we're proud of them.
We are very proud.
135 of them going to be able to, I would say, do it as close to normal
As we possibly can.
And I'll tell you, it's got a little star quality to it.
We're going to celebrate
that's-
big. We are. We're going to celebrate big and have a great night on the 22nd.
They can have a little bit of arrogance about it because they got to do some pretty cool stuff that other kids have
Absolutely.
not been able to do.
This is just another unique situation for this senior class.
Yeah.
It's just really a phenomenal class.
So it's now. I'm gonna switch over to Nate real quick. As far he's like, oh god. No, as far as the other schools now, pick up for lockers and stuff like that's going on.
The principals are going to be putting that plan out. So, and they're going to be putting one calls out or the Remind app exactly what they're going to do for their plan to clean out their lockers, and they'll do something similar to what Miss Phelps is doing at the high school. But contact your respective principal for your child, and they'll let you know exactly what the plan is to clean out lockers and bring their personal stuff back to the house.
Can we please get Will Brown to send out at least one more remind?
He is now officially my one-call guru.
I love that
He
guy.
sends out the best one-call messages that I think I've ever heard in the 23 years of my education experience. Does a phenomenal job. And I just want to put a shout-out to him and all his staff for the phenomenal job they're doing each and every day preparing the meals for our kids,
Right.
as well as the delivery folks, the bus drivers and the ladies that are driving the SUVs that are going to the drop-off points. Phenomenal job. And to re-echo what you put out earlier about the Baylor and the federal program that we're in tune with, you can apply for that online. Please do that for summer feeding in June. King's Kitchen is going to do the July feeding. So we've got you covered through June and July. So please submit your application for that online for the Baylor food program.
Now wait just a minute. Did you say Kay's Kitchen?
King's Kitchen.
King's Kitchen.
King's Kitchen, not K.
I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to enroll in school all of a sudden if Kay's Kitchen is
No,
doing.
Kay's Kitchen would probably do it if we asked her, but King's Kitchen is going to be taken over for the month of July for
Right.
feeding our family. So please, we got a team effort going here. Please, parents, sign up for that food service so you can get food dropped at your door to take care of your family through the month of June.
So as far as Caldwell County schools, have we done pretty good over this whole thing?
we've
How
done-
does COVID hit us?
We haven't had any confirmed cases with our faculty and staff, thank God. And we're keeping it as safe as we possibly can. We've given masks out to all the people that are delivering food. We've got masks for the teachers when they return to school. May 11th, I think we're going to have a mask based on the governor to go out in public. So we're prepared for that in Caldwell County School District.
We got sports coming up.
Got sports coming up. Hopefully,
That's going to make everybody happy.
hopefully we'll be able to have a football season.
Right.
I'm praying for that because I truly love football. It's been a great part of my life, and it's a great part of our kids' lives too. And it's something that they miss as well as basketball, soccer. The whole 9 yards. I just love to see the kids competing in athletics.
So what are they? What's the next step? Are we planning for next year? Is that what we're going to do over the summer?
We have a conference call every week with the commissioner. We have another one this next Tuesday, and we're looking at 3 possible school schedules. One starts in July.
I heard about that.
One starts like we've got it planned in August 12th time frame, or one after Labor Day.
Okay.
My gut feel say it's going to be after Labor Day. That's what my gut tells me. Now, I could be totally wrong, but I think it's going to be after Labor Day. But we're just kind of wait for that. We'll bring up a calendar to the board on the 18th of May, and we'll discuss it at that point. Hopefully, we'll have a decision on what we want to do at that point across the state.
So, I mean, as far as, our schools have made it out all right at the end of the day. I mean, we've done it for, and I can't thank our staff enough for all that they've done. I mean, everybody, custodians, cooks, bus drivers, teachers, administrators. I mean, they've gone above and beyond to help our kids. And it doesn't stop at 3 o'clock. If a kid sends a text or a parent sends a text on a Remind app at 7, I promise you, a teacher's going to respond to that. Well, and again, if our kids are needing guidance and help, I know our juniors are really trying to figure out what in the heck is going on next year. I mean, where do they look for that?
They've got to go to the respective schools and talk with the counselors, and they can talk with the administrators or to their teacher, because a lot of them already have their class schedules for next year.
Well, I started to say, like your college visits that normally would happen toward the end of the year, a lot of those didn't happen.
They did not.
So if they're going to happen throughout the summer, these kids are going to have questions.
They just need to call the counselor's office, and they'll work through that question.
Okay.
But again, for the other schools on the NTI, it's imperative, parents, that you complete the NTI work. If you're behind, take today as a PD day for our school district. Take this day and work with your child to catch up with some of the lessons that they haven't finished. Monday's the last day.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing personally.
They do the work.
I sent an email out this morning to I wasn't as worried about my high schooler as my middle schooler because, well, let's just face it, he's a little boy.
Yeah, right.
With his mama's attention span. So, I mean, we got that. But I just sent out an email and said, hey, what is he missing? Tell me right now, what is he missing? And, we'll work from there. If he's not missing anything, glory, hallelujah. And if not, we've got, we can boogie over the weekend and get it done. And I think most parents are there, and how about, is that appropriate? Is that something?
Yes, please do. Communicate any way that you have the capability of communicating with your teacher, the Remind app, email, and say, what lessons are we missing? Because it's imperative that we complete the lessons. Nobody's going to get a free pass. We're going to take into consideration of what they've turned in. And I want to thank the parents again for what they've done to help us educate their children at home.
Well, I think I need to thank you. I'm just saying.
I think you all. I'm telling you.
You're welcome. How about that?
The parents have done a phenomenal job in taking care of the situation at the house with the education. They really have.
I'll tell you, it has. I don't know about anybody else, but it has made me appreciate and love teachers 110% more. And if I have ever been callous about what you've done for my child ever, I am so sorry because I'm not a teacher. And I think we realize when we look at that math and we look at that geometry, we look at the chemistry, and we're like, whoa, has that changed? This isn't Mr. Fawn's biology class anymore. And it's changed. And I'll tell you, it was a good wake-up call for all of us. And I think it made a big difference going forward. School board meetings in the future. Yeah. When are we looking at the next school board?
WPKY on the 18th. Well, I'm gonna request that they come and we live stream it again like we did last time. We have enough room to spread out in there as far as the board members. So we'll spread out again. And if I need to bring in the principals to brief the board, I'll do that. But we try to keep it 10 or under in a specific room until that guidance changes.
Okay.
But we have plenty of room to spread out, and WBKY will be live streaming that again on the 18th. Miss Beth Mann, please, I hope you're listening to this. I haven't asked you yet, but that's my plan. Unless the governor changes something, I don't expect him to do that.
I'll come down there and hold a microphone for
you.
you.
There you go.
I'll just say, talk real loud, Nate.
Yeah. But I can't thank the parents enough. And please be prepared for us to start school under the NTI process.
Right.
It could happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but it could happen. So that situation may be how we start school, the current what we're under right now.
In the meantime, though, we got sports, baseballs and softball starting up, so we can handle it.
Youth Incorporated.
Well, you're right.
Yeah, right.
We can handle NTI if you give us an outlet. Let us hit a ball somewhere.
We're going to have to be prepared for the unknown, and we just don't know what tomorrow holds for us with this COVID-19.
You just kind of have to wait and see and hope for the best. But graduation, full steam ahead, right?
Full steam ahead.
Excited.
Going to be on the website. If they have any questions,
It
if I
is.
spit it out too fast or anything like that, they can go to the website.
It is, and thanks to Beth Mann also for all her work in helping us be able to pull off a special ceremony.
Oh, she's amazing.
She is great.
She is.
She's been a big help.
Well, stick around. Of course, Audrey Lamb's going to have, she'll have a recap of everything. If you missed any dates or times or phone numbers or anything like that, she's going to have your recap in just a little bit. I'll tell you, Todd Griffin is so excited about these sign-ups coming up at Ratliff Park. He's going to have it all for you. He actually, while there are two people here, I ought to show it to him. He literally, this is what I come into today. You see that? This was my note from Todd Griffin this morning. Woohoo!
Yeah.
that was my
There you
note.
go.
So I've picked on him all morning about it. But he's going to have your sports update coming up in just a little bit. And if you can't wait that long, go to yoursportsedge.com or WPKYonline.com, and you're going to find all the information there. Again, if you got birthdays, anything you want to send me over the weekend or community calendar stuff, make sure you do so. WPKYonline@gmail.com. And there's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast one last time for the people in the cheap seats. Showers in and after lunchtime at high 58. Tonight, that widespread frost. I am so sorry. Grab a couple of sticks of firewood. Bring that in. You're going to need it. Very close to below freezing temps tonight. Definitely going to have frost by 3 a.m. Tomorrow, frost burning off by late morning, just in time for a noon Farmersville Farmers Market. How about that? High 59. Then on Saturday night, low down to 40. Mother's Day, sunshine, high 65. The showers are going to move back in Tuesday night next week. We're going to kick off the new work week in the low 60s. It's 53 at 922, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Community Medical. Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The monthly jobs report's the worst ever released, with 20.5 million jobs lost in April and an unemployment rate of 14.7% because of the coronavirus outbreak.
April's figures underscore the labor market's sharp reversal since February, when the unemployment rate was at a half-century low of 3.5%, and the country